Good morning, Mary. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. This is our Greater Boston Women's Impact Network VIP interview. You were part of our Red Sox event and amplification package. So excited to have you. And not only are you my CPA, but you're the CPA of so many in our networking circles, and everyone loves you and everyone tags you. So
Oh, you guys are all so sweet. I don't know how or why. I don't know. I love what I do, and you guys have all picked up on that. Business is good, and I'm so appreciative.
love it. Love it. I'm so grateful to have you in my corner so that I can be confident I'm doing the right thing with my books and with taxes and just
Of course.
really grateful to have you.
And that game, being in the suite, can we talk about how much fun that was?
Please.
Oh my goodness. I keep telling my kids about it because I have a picture up on the wall. Yeah, every time we look at it, it seems that the Red Sox have somehow tied into special little events throughout our family. So we just have little things here and there in the house. And between that and being with all of the women and just being in a natural environment and how supportive everybody is. I have never, ever been surrounded by so many women before in my life. And when I've learned to run away from it
Right,
because they
right.
weren't necessarily positive experiences. I tell you, working with all of you guys, you included, everyone is so supportive. Everyone is trying to lift the other up. And all we're doing is pushing each other further up into the stratosphere. It's incredible. So any woman out there who is thinking about jumping into business should absolutely be doing these things. They should be joining this group. They should be going to these events because the self-confidence you gain from it, you can't put a price tag on that.
I
And it was awesome.
I got
And I
chills.
know
I got chills. That's amazing.
I was the last minute, last person on there. And I saw it when it came out. I watched your announcement about it. And then I saw it was on a Monday. And I was like, so much for that. And then I met up. I was at some networking group and somebody was saying, hey, I'm going to the thing. Are you going? I was like, no, I can't miss a day off work. And I thought somebody was going to like throw an apple at me. It was Labor Day, Monday. I'm not working on Labor Day. So, yes, I begged and pleaded to get in and got in last minute. And it was just such a blast.
I'm so glad you were there. So
Thank
you've
you.
had a lot of exciting news in the last year too. You recently rebranded as your own entity, which is such an exciting milestone. What
Thank
prompted
you.
that decision and what does this new chapter represent for you?
Oh, thank you for asking. I just have these business goals of trying to help as many people as I can. And I really enjoy what I do and talking to people about it. I have a way, I've been told, a way of explaining it and showing people how it works so that we all understand and can have better confidence in our figures. So relaunching as Anderson CPAs with the team has been phenomenal. It wasn't intentional, but there's definitely a women-led business niche that I've fallen into, and I
Yeah.
am working with some incredible business women, and they're from all sorts of different businesses.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing position to be in as a CPA to these different businesses. I get to see behind the curtain and you don't show many people what's going on behind the curtain. And to be privileged to be part of that and to have relationships like that is incredible. I come to work so happy. My team thinks I'm just crazy, but I love it and I like talking about it and I like talking to people about it. So yeah, we launched and we're taking over the world.
Love that. Many people find accounting intimidating, and how do you approach your work in a way that feels approachable and supportive for business owners?
Oh gosh. I think for me, I don't focus on tying out to the penny. I mean, of course, I want every number to match, and when I'm done, they usually do to the penny. But I think talking about the concepts helps people more. I know people get focused on, well, I want to make sure I get my medical deductions, and I got to spend all that time putting those figures together. And when I hear that, I'm hopeful you didn't have enough medical expenses to get that deduction because it has to exceed a certain percentage of your income
Okay.
before it even becomes deductible. So talking about how a number is calculated instead of and how it impacts the tax return is different than sitting there saying, okay, you can add this, you can add that, you can add that, you can add this. I can do that, but let's make sure it's beneficial for you first.
Right. Yeah. Worth the time putting all those numbers together.
Oh my goodness. And some people they're wonderful. They spend a lot of time at making it organized and having it exactly the way they want it, which is wonderful and appreciative. But sometimes I just want to say, okay, you don't need this, you don't need this, you don't need that. But everybody has their way.
Yes, exactly. What do you wish more entrepreneurs understood about working with a CPA beyond tax season? I really appreciate the opportunity to reach out to you, mid-season and say like, hey, what should I be doing? Where am I at? I have no idea. This is all new to me. But other people, do they that only come to you during tax season? What do you wish they knew?
I wish they knew I kept my calendar link out there. I keep it out there 4 months out. I want to be in touch with you during the year. And if you're afraid of a bill, let's keep it short, 15 minutes or less. I'm not going to charge you for that. I want to know what's going on so I can help advise you. With taxes being your biggest expense, we want to strategize how that expense is going to be used each year so that it's to your benefit. You want to know is am I better off buying this year or next year? Or you got a new contract and you want to know how it's going to impact your tax return this year. Are you going to have to recognize all of that this year? Am I going to go up a bracket? What does that mean? So I wish entrepreneurs knew that CPAs are a wealth of knowledge. And you should use us. You should reach out to us. Most people, when they hear from their CPA, whether it's intentional or not, I'd like to think it's not intentional. You flip your phone over or you go, oh God, I got to get back to that. And I know, I get it. Nobody wants to do it. But if you do it, we can be in control of what's going on.
Yeah.
We can make decisions in advance. Planning your finances is so much different than going week to week. So being able to plan and make decisions ahead of time. Um, yeah, use your CPA. That's what I would tell entrepreneurs. Meet with them, make sure it's a relationship that works for you. It is someone who sees behind the curtain. It is a relationship. You need to be able to tell them where the bodies are buried so nobody looks there. But it's true. If you want me to help, tell me what happened. Let's fix it going forward.
Yeah,
Um, and if there are ways to minimize the audit risk, that's what we'll do. So yeah,
absolutely. Digging a little,
entrepreneurs need to talk to their CPAs.
absolutely. Digging a little deeper, what financial blind spots do you see the most often?
Hmm, financial blind spots. I have a lot of people come to me that say, "Oh my gosh, I have this all this money in my," which is a wonderful thing. I have all this money in my bank account at the end of the year. Do I have to spend it all now so I don't spend on taxes? And sometimes we need to have some conceptual conversations,
Yeah.
but it really depends on your business and it depends on where you are. If the next year is going to be, you're expecting even higher revenues, it's going to be even more profitable, then I don't want you to spend that money this year. I want you to save it for next year because if you're in a higher tax bracket, that's a bigger deduction for you. So, um, yeah, misconceptions about holding money in hand versus taxes. Sometimes people say, well, if I pay off the loan on my car, I can take that as an auto expense, right? It's like, well, no, that's paying off a loan. When you purchase the asset or you sell the asset, that's when we would include it. Paying off the loan is just paying money you owe somebody. It's not a new expense. It's just paying off what you owe. So just understanding the different terms and concepts.
Like what affects taxes versus what just affects your bank account?
Exactly.
How do you help clients feel more confident when they're making their financial decisions?
I try to talk to them about all the things that they're doing right. Um, a lot of people come in and they're very intimidated, and I'm kind of a hugger. So it helps to have that personality where it's like, you know what, don't worry. Whatever it is, we'll talk it out, we'll figure it out. If it's something I can't do, there's someone in my network who can. This is all I've ever done, everything from answering the phones up to the forensic accounting. I've been the bookkeeper, I've been the reviewer, I've been the manager, I've been the partner. I've been all those roles. I've seen incredible things on tax returns. Um, don't worry, tax returns are historical information that we put on forms. And if we just remember that at the baseline, it's not something to be criticized on. It's not something to be judged by. Um, so let's figure it out and fix it and move forward.
I love that. And I love that you have your own experience as an entrepreneur too. And it's kind of segueing into another section of questions. Rebranding and launching your own entity requires both courage and clarity. What challenged you most during the transition?
Oh, what a good question. And you know what challenged me most was the name. I never wanted to be the it's so and so's CPA firm and everybody works for them. I've always wanted to be a partner, part of a team. And so I really struggled with a name. And I worked with actually someone that both of us know for the website. I don't know, can I name drop?
You
Liz
can name
helped me
drop.
with Liz Teresa helped with the website and the branding. And we had a couple of sessions talking about, you know, coming up with the website name, all of that when she was trying to figure me out, trying to figure out a name. And I think she's the one who came up with add an S to the end. Anderson CPAs means a team, not one person. So that S is super important to me.
I
It's
love
not an apostrophe S, it's just S. It takes a team. I don't ever want to do this by myself. I love working with everybody and teaching them and telling them all the crazy stories of things I've seen. It keeps it fun.
I have to say, I love that you have an executive assistant now. I think the communications going through are just so much more effective, efficient. I was so happy that you have some assistants so that, it's not just, I didn't feel as bad trying to schedule something with you because it wasn't taking as much of your time trying to book it. You had somebody on your team. So just so
Thank
excited
you.
watching this growth and this new opportunity for you.
Thank you. It's really exciting. I never knew I wanted this, but it's awesome.
What did you learn about yourself as a leader through this process? You've had to take on some new roles and building your team and working and delegating. What have you learned about yourself?
That I've never been responsible for taking out the trash. I don't know how or why. And I have the best team in office because they're like, hey, remember, you're normal. Come on, we got to do trash. Um, I'm really good at the big, complicated things. I You should see my desk. This whole place is gorgeous, but not right here. I take care of everybody and everything else, but I don't take care of myself, and that includes the trash. It's just, yeah, I've it's been very humbling, and I got the best team in office to hold up the mirror and be like, "Ha, remember, you're just like us. Get in there."
That is really funny. Well, I know a really good cleaner if you need if you need some.
They only have to clean my office. It's terrible.
How do you define success in this season of your business?
In the season of my business, well, how would I define? Well, I can tell you how I would define success this season. I have more team than I was anticipating. So I was concerned about having enough work for everybody. And so back towards the end of the year last year, I got a little heavier into the networking, and it's been a phenomenal response. I was concerned that I wouldn't have enough work for everyone in the team. And now I'm realizing, boy, we have more than enough work for the team. The next, well, several weeks are going to be really busy,
Yeah,
but I'm excited for it. So I would call that success.
I love that. I love that. Um, Yeah, you just mentioned leaning into the networking. Talk about that. Where have you been showing up? What have you been doing? What's been working for you to drive that attention to your business?
It's not one event and it's not just one group. It's
Yeah.
all of them put together.
Yes, I see that
It's
all the
it's
time.
continuing to show up, whether it's an event after 5 or it's a networking lunch up in Norwell. It's we figure it's being able to keep showing up for each other and cheering each other's wins. And then we go back to our separate groups and we talk about it's really been leaning into the different groups and to keep showing up. If you say you're going to be there or you say you're going to do something, make sure you're early and you've got it all done. It's been great.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're here because this is Greater Boston Women's Impact Network, but we're also both in Women's Business League. We're also both in Boston Business Women. We're also both showing up to Angela's lunches. It
Yes.
really is about showing up in multiple spaces, and that's one of the things I love so much that there's always room to open another door and host a meeting, and it doesn't even have to be formal like what Angela's doing. She's not setting up a separate initiative. She's just like, let's just open a door and host a lunch. And there we were
We all
catching
did.
catching up over lunch. So talk about that and talk about gaining visibility and how important that is.
Gaining visibility happens when you keep showing up. Um, Getting to hug the people as they walk in the door and you didn't know they were going to be there, or people that you've seen online and they keep showing up and then you meet them in person. It's as
Yeah,
though you've met them yeah, it's as though you've known them all this time.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just never met. That's how Angela and I started. We met, networking from a local networking group over Zoom during COVID. And then it just grew and grew and grew. And she found me this fabulous space. So it's amazing. I know you from, I think, Boston. Oh gosh, I'm not even sure from which item it started, but then we've
Definitely.
seen each
Liz
other.
Liz actually told me to work with you and I reached out immediately. And then I kept seeing you being tagged and it gave me even more confidence to work with you because I was like, everyone loves her.
Oh,
She is the go-to.
aw, thanks. I love it. It's so fun for me getting because I don't have people spend more money. I have them tell me everything that's going on
Yeah.
holistically, the whole picture. And then how do we strategize and move the pieces around so that the numbers come out a little different?
It's
It's so
amazing.
much fun. But yeah, we've all been getting to know each other over, gosh, it feels like 10 years at this point, almost. Um,
Something else we have in common is we both worked with Dina Kay for our photography.
yes,
Tell me
we
about your
did.
tell me about
Oh
your
my
photo shoot
goodness.
experience.
She was fantastic. She was so fun. And she would say, okay, Mary, we know that you're a nerdy, blah, 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 but tell me something about taxes. And, or I would start telling her a forensic accounting story, like on the sideline. And she'd be like, all right, keep telling me this story. And she put me in place. It was so much fun. I felt so confident. And most of the pictures that got picked were all ones where I was being goofy, being like, yeah, watch out, IRS. And like she would capture those. It was just so much fun. She made me feel so relaxed. And I saw your picture on social where you were standing in front of the board with all the
Yeah.
lights on it.
Yeah.
I was so happy that you looked so good and mad that now it looked like I was copying you.
Not at all. No, the whole
It was
point,
great. We
right?
get the same thing. Yeah. And now I've seen a bunch of us with it. And we
Yeah.
all look fabulous in front of that light wall.
Yeah.
It's
She also rinsed
amazing.
she also rinsed that out. So there's some people that like used it with a different photographer, which is really interesting too. So I've seen it show up. But yeah, that's the
Oh,
whole
that's
point. We're
awesome.
making it trendy and cool.
There you go. And we're the coolest. It's so fun working with all of these women and
Yeah.
I feel like we're a group online, but I don't think we're technically a group. We just keep showing up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What are you most excited about building or offering under your new brand? Obviously, it's a lot of the same, but what is
I
new? What is different? Anything?
I am hoping to provide a more boutique experience. I'm trying to be more involved in the conversations during the year. I want to be available for that middle of July, gosh, we're halfway through the year. I just got my books reconciled. What do we do now? This doesn't look like last year, whether better or worse. Um, I want to do that. I want to be busier in the off season with my clients.
Oh, I love that. And how can members of our group, members of all our groups, connect with and work with you?
Oh gosh, I would love to talk to everyone. There's always time for a conversation. You can go to my website at Anderson CPAs.com. Um, and from there on the website, you can book a discovery call and we can talk about your situation. We can talk about your past filings, whether something should change, not change, or get an extra look, and then how we want to handle things going forward. Um, so yeah, it all starts with a conversation.
Awesome. And if, final question, if you could leave our community with one piece of grounded financial advice, what would it be?
One piece of grounded financial advice. Make sure you understand your numbers and know your profits. You
Love,
have to be able to pay yourself.
love that. That's great advice. Thank you so much, Mary. This was a great interview. Learned so much. Not
Thank
only
you.
about your expertise, but just your experience and your journey. And it's been very exciting chatting with you and getting to know you better. And can't wait to see you again.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And this was a lot of fun.
Thanks, Mary.
Thank you.